If you've got a Jeep Gladiator with a 60% seat delete and you're looking to add some extra storage, check out this DIY project. Might be something for you. Got my tool roll, bag here for the miscellaneous stuff. It's all nice and protected. I don't have to worry about, my dog bumping into anything sharp or eating anything that he shouldn't. All right, welcome to Overland Calling. And we're gonna be doing a custom storage compartment back here. I wanna fit it to the features of the wall so that it can lock in nice and tight. There's a ton of crazy cuts and everything you have to make here, so I'm using a process called scribing. And then I set my scribe to the largest gap that I have, which is right here. Get this evened up with the edge of the cardboard, and then where it comes over, I trace it along the cardboard itself, trying to keep the same angle the whole time. And then once you get this cut out with a pair of scissors, just want to check it to make sure that you've got a good fit. I've got one for this side here, and then another one that goes on this side here. And you just want to make sure you've got a pretty good fit before we go cutting any material. My garage is a little trashed right now. I've got about 5 different winter projects going on at the same time. But after you get your cardboard template made, you're going to want to then trace that onto your material. The material I'm using is called Starboard. Works really well for this application, hopefully. It's my first time doing a project like this, so we shall see. And then we're going to get into the cutting, using a jigsaw for this to make things a lot easier. If you don't have a tabletop jigsaw, you can use a handheld one. But for all these intricate cuts, it's going to be pretty hard. It's not quite a perfect fit. Had a little bit off here. It's not going to be perfect unless, I don't know, maybe I'm just bad at this. That could definitely be. But it's going to get us close enough. Notice I can actually pull a little bit of this probably off of here, and that'll get me a little bit tighter fit in here. I could also, if I wanted to, cut a little bit off, but I'm pretty close in on the dimensions here, so I think I'll probably keep it the way it is. All in all, this is good enough to keep stuff from falling out. For the main piece that's going to go up front, I'm going to mark that off. I already measured it out, and I want it to be 24 inches. This cut's going to be much easier. So it's not the prettiest thing in the world, but once I have it kind of set in place, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark these edges to make sure that I get the dimensions correct. Mark this top right here. It's really hard to do while I'm holding a camera. And mark this edge right here. And then I'll draw some straight edges, do some cutting, and then we'll start putting the brackets in place. I'll be honest, a lot of times I don't wear safety glasses, especially if I'm working with the plastic. But I'm cutting metal now, so you better believe I'm gonna have safety glasses on. So I'm just gonna make a nice straight cut here. Looking like right about there. It's going to take a while. Measure twice, hopefully cut once. Or maybe I should say measure twice, drill once. When I mark these out, I only mark them one hole at a time, because I'm not taking any chances. Mark it, drill it, fit it. So when I'm first starting out, I just do 2 on each of the pieces, because I don't want to have a whole bunch of holes drilled just in case something does go wrong. Potentially left a little bit on top for another metal piece that's going to be fitting in there. So then I'm just going to go through, I'm going to fit the other one, drill the holes, repeat the process, put it in. We're going to put the whole thing together and test it out. I'm going to mark one of my holes here for this piece. And then drill that. All right, there we go. Let's see how it fits. It's actually a pretty dang good fit. Kind of see in here. It's not perfect, but I'm not a master carpenter. I'm a DIY guy. I've intentionally left a gap there because I'm going to make that an upright storage compartment. We've got a little bit of room over here on the seat. Not a whole lot. It does have some overhang, just because I wanted to get as much storage space as I could, with still leaving a little gap for the chair there. Now, the last part we have is actually securing it to the vehicle right along this bottom strip right here, putting screws into this piece here, as well as into the starboard. So I just got the pieces just kind of tacked on here. I'm gonna do a quick dry fit, put some hinges in here. That way I'm able to actually lower it down if I need to get to things that I might not be able to normally reach. I'm just gonna make it level with this bar right here. And hopefully my screws are long enough to reach. Yep, moment of truth. And it went all the way through, perfect. So once you get everything put in place, just taking a washer, put it over it. I've got a little lock washer. Goes with that. Then I put the nut in place. So what I do with this, I leave it just a little bit loose. I set it down right there on the bottom. That just makes sure that it's nice and level. And then I'm going to tighten these up. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one over here. repeat these same steps. Washer, lock washer, and the nut. All right, so I just went to Home Depot and I picked up these T hinges. Got the black finish so it would kind of match. For these bolts down here on bottom, I got the 8/32 by 1 1/4 inch. Then for these up here, picked up the same thing, 8/32, except by 3/4 of an inch instead of the 1 1/4 inch. I also grabbed the number 8 lock washers and some number 8 washers as well. Now we're going to do the hinge here. A nut and a bolt to hold it in place. But if you see, while I was holding it back, I didn't actually have it tipped all the way back. So it's got a little extra tension on this little piece right here. That's fine. But ideally, you'd want to have it tipped all the way back and even with its stopping point. Let's see if this is going to work. Oh, look at that. All right, now I'm just going to complete this with the rest of the screws. Covered the pieces in spray adhesive and then put some felt down over the top. Specifically, it is speaker cover from AutoZone. It's the same thing I used on my 60% seat delete. Then I just kept the aluminum piece here as bare metal. Done the same thing here with the side pieces as well. I didn't wrap the fabric or anything fancy. I think I'll be okay from any tearing. And then this side is actually going to be covered by the brace, so I'm not too worried about it. Just going to screw these into place. On the back side, I'm just going to kind of loosely fasten them for now because I want to get everything in place before I tighten anything up. Well, it's super cold, and I'll be totally honest. If I had all my stuff fixed and all my projects done, I may very well already be in Florida. Because I'm not a huge fan of working in the cold. All that's left is to fix it to the brackets, and then I'm gonna rig a holder in place here. Moment of truth. I can fold it down. I'm going to run the loop in through here to brace against this bracket. But that's going to be for another day. I think this looks like it's good to go. Voila. We'll finish it off tomorrow. Here's the finished product. Got my 60% seat delete in, so I built a storage compartment that I could still access if I needed to. Basically, it's just hooked up with this strap. Gets down so I can get anything inside of it. Then, when I'm not using it, I just lock it in place, and it keeps things out of the way. And I mentioned that I wanted that spot over there for vertical storage. Now I can easily fit my Devos Light Ranger in there. I don't have to keep it in my rooftop box anymore. came out pretty good. I am calling this project complete. I'm gonna load some stuff in here. Hey everyone. Man, is this weather crazy. It's actually hot enough to probably get away with shorts and flip-flops today. But we're gonna finish this project up. I'm just packing everything in place. I've got a bag that I keep all my miscellaneous stuff in. And I've also got my tool roll here. Close this guy up. There we go. Close this guy up. Get it all cinched in place. Toss that inside there. My air up stuff is gonna go right on top there. And then I'm gonna put my Devo Slight Ranger right here on the side. All right, and then lock this guy into place here. We'll see how much that rattles. Now the only thing left is to bring the most important part of this equation into the scene. Don't eat the camera. All right. I think he's gonna be pretty happy. All this was for you, buddy. Got my solar panels that are gonna go in here as well. Plenty of room. You got room? You got enough room? Huh? I think we're good, buddy. I think we are good. Say hi to the camera. Say hi to the camera. Hi, camera. I'm still looking for an easy way to get a dog in and out of a Jeep. Good job, buddy. Good job. All right, come on.